All right, how's it going, guys? So this is going to be the book review for the book titled "How to Talk to Anyone: 92 Little Tricks for Big Success in Relationships." The author of this book was Leal Lowndes, and just a little background information on her. She has a list of top seller books, 10 books, and some of those have been translated into over 26 languages. So that's pretty cool. Kind of what sparked her interest in talking about communication, relationship skills. She was pretty shy, in her own words, growing up and throughout college and past college. That really sparked the need and the interest for communication, relationship skills. She writes mainly communication books and kind of directed towards the everyday person and whoever wants to gain confidence. She's an internationally recognized communications expert who has talked at various and hundreds of seminars in just about every single city in the United States. So we'll get into the 92 tricks. They're broken up into 9 different parts. And so I'll just go through each part right now and kind of list out what it's about. And I'll go through a brief description of what the 92 techniques are. So the first part is how to intrigue everyone without saying a word. And this is kind of like your first impressions. It works on your appearances and mannerisms when people see you. The second part is how to know what to say after you say hi. So this is your initial spoken word and how to initiate a conversation, pretty much. Third part is how to talk like a VIP. So it's pretty much how to talk to important people and how to sound important yourself. Part number 4 is how to be an insider in any crowd. So this is really focusing on how to get into inner circles and how to kind of talk to people who are part of inner circles of a group. Part number 5 is titled How to Sound Like Your Peas in a Pod. So this 5th part is about sounding familiar and similar to everyone else you meet. Part number 6 is titled How to Differentiate the Power of Praise from the Folly of Flattery. So this is pretty much how to communicate compliments with people without kind of flattering them. Part number 7 is titled How to Direct Dial Their Hearts, and this is pretty much how to communicate over the phone in a conversation. Part 8, how to work a party like a politician works a room. So this one is just focuses on party type settings, how to operate in a party environment. And then the last part number 9, is just titled How to Break the Most Treacherous Glass Ceiling of All. And this last one is just how to, have proper mannerisms and proper social manners. So getting into the 92 techniques themselves. So again, I'll just run through all 92, just give a brief description, and then we'll end off with a quick book review. So the first part, how to intrigue everyone without saying a word. Technique number 1 is the flooding smile. So don't be so quick to smile. Instead, pause a moment and then smile. Kind of shows that your smile is just for that person. The second technique, sticky eyes. Don't break eye contact with whomever you're speaking with. If you have to, then do so ever so slightly. Epoxy eyes being the third. Watch the person you are targeting no matter who is speaking. Technique number 4 is titled Hang by Your Teeth. So when walking through doors, hold good posture. Number 5, the big baby pivot. So when meeting people, give them a warm smile, turn your whole body to them, open your body up and give them your undivided attention. Technique number 6, hello, old friend. When meeting someone, act as though you two are best friends already and that you've known each other for a while. Technique number 7, limit the fidget. So don't be fidgeting no matter how much you want to. Just don't do that. It shows kind of anxiousness and uncomfortableness. Number 8 is Hans Horse Sense. That one needs a little bit explained, that title, but pay attention to how people are reacting to you. Technique number 9 is watch the scene before you make the scene. So that is before you make an appearance, visualize exactly how it will go. And what you will do. So before you go to a party or anything like that, kind of just visualize in your mind, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to walk in the door. I'm going to do like this. So getting into the second part is titled, again, just for a review, how to know what to say after you say hi. So again, your initial conversation. So starting off with technique number 10, make a mood match. So determine the energy level of the mood of your listener before you speak and try to match it. So just mimicking what their mood is. The technique number 11 is prosaic with passion. So be empathetic in what you say, always remaining positive. So you don't want to be negative. Starts getting into the pretty interesting ones. So technique number 12 is always wear a what's it. This one was interesting. So wear an object that draws people's attention and that will give them an excuse to come and ask about it. So you just wear something and someone just comes up to you, hey, what's that? Kind of sparks a conversation. Technique number 13, who's it? Ask the host for an introduction with a specific person. So if you want to talk to somebody and they don't have a what's it pretty much, then go ask the host, hey, who's it? Who is that person? So technique number 11, eavesdrop in. Stand next to a group and kind of listen in on what they're saying, and then find something that you can relate to and then go in and talk. Number 15, never the naked city. So when asked where are you from, respond with a place and an extra sentence that provides the person you're talking to something to respond to. So never just say this is where I'm from and kind of leave it. Technique number 16, never the naked job. So the same kind of concept when someone asks, what do you do? Don't just respond with your job, just add a little something else so the person can kind of respond to that. Technique number 17, never the naked introduction. When introducing two people, kind of combine both of those and then introduce them and then to throw some facts in there about both so they have something to talk about amongst themselves. Technique number 18, be a word detective. So listen to conversations with specific words that will dictate what your conversation partner wants to talk about. So they'll kind of drop hints of what they really want the conversation to kind of veer towards. Technique number 19, the swiveling spotlight. So don't talk about yourself much, let the other person speak and just listen to them. Technique number 20, parroting. So repeat the last few words that were said to never be left speechless. So if you don't know what to say, if somebody just says this something, just say, in a question, say that word again. And then they'll kind of, just go on from there. Technique number 21, encore. So shine the spotlight on others when in a group and request them to tell a story that makes them look good. And technique number 22, accentuate the positive. So when meeting someone for the first time, do not expose their weaknesses or skeletons so soon. Don't expose yours, excuse me. Technique number 23, the latest news. Don't leave home without it. So before you leave home, always brush up on the current news so you always have something to talk about and bounce back onto. And the next part is how to talk to like a VIP. So 24 is what do you do not. So do not ask people what do you do, but rather ask them how do you spend most of your time. Technique number 25, the nutshell resume. So don't just give a one-word resume to the question of what do you do, but rather prepare a statement that you can use all the time. So this is kind of some planning. 26 is your personal thesaurus. So substitute your most commonly used words for newer, smarter words. Kind of make it sound more important. 27, kill the quick me too. So when you determine that you share some commonality with somebody, don't be so quick to show them that you have commonality. It's good to show them, but don't be so quick to it. Let them embellish and let them speak about their passion before you say that you have the same passion. Technique number 28, communicate. That's how it's written right there. So start every sentence with you in order to grab the attention of somebody else. Technique number 29, the exclusive smile. When the multiple people are present, use a distinct smile for each individual. Technique number 30, don't touch a cliche with a 10-foot pole. Don't use cliches. Simple as that. 31, use Joel Smith's jive. Do some research on quotes and wisdom from other speakers to use. 32, call a spade. Don't use euphemisms. Call it how it is. 33, trash the teasing. Never joke at someone else's expense. Don't tease. 34 is it's the receiver's ball, so deliver bad news sympathetically. The broken record, repeat your last response if you really don't want to talk about a specific topic. So 36 is big shots, don't slobber. Don't compliment their work, but rather talk about how much pleasure or insight it gives you. That's kind of like when you're talking to a VIP or something like that. So technique number 37 is the last in this part. So never the naked thank you. Again, it's just like the other naked techniques. So if somebody thanks you, or excuse me, if you're thanking somebody, then don't just say thank you. Then say thank you for a specific reason. So never the naked you, thank you. How to be an insider in any crowd is the next part, and that leads off with technique number 38, scramble theory. So break your habit pattern and try something new. This is pretty much just to like get a wider variety and kind of a wider look at other professions, so you can talk about more things. Technique number 39, learn a little gobbledygook. So ask a friend for opening questions specific to their profession, so you have something to talk about when you have that profession. And somebody else is talking about that. So technique number 40 is barring their hot button. Barring their hot button. So find out what the big issues are in someone's profession, so you kind of just know how to speak to that profession. Read their rags is the next one. Read journals and magazines about their profession to learn more about it. 42 is clear customs. So read up on other countries before you travel to them. And then bluffing for bargains for the last one, number 43. Learn from different vendors about different industry words and terms so you can come better prepared. And the next part is titled, How to Sound Like Your Peas in a Pod. So again, this is just a commonality right here. So technique number 44, be a copy class. So imitate the way others move and their mannerisms. Technique number 45 is echoing. Listen to a speaker and use the same words that they are using. 46 is potent imaging. So use analogies from your listener's world. So if they call their kids, runts or something like that, or that's a bad example, but however they're saying words, then you call them that as well. So technique number 47, employee empathizers. So instead of using like or something like that, use supportive statements. And again, you can look at the notes for more on that. So technique number 48, anatomically correct empathizers. So use supportive statements, which are empathizers, that are specific to someone's dominant sense. So everyone has a dominant sense. So things like when you're saying, oh, I can see that. I can see how you felt that. Those type of things, more catered to their dominant sense. You'll be more familiar to more familiar to them and more common. So technique number 49, the premature we. So use the words we and us often to foster a feeling of togetherness along with asking them questions. So we kind of breaks the friendship type of thing, and I will just kind of go into this one a little bit more. So with 48, it was pretty interesting. She was talking about some different classes, 49, and different levels of closeness. So the levels, just really fast, are level 1 is cliches. So when you meet somebody, you start talking in cliches. Level 2 is facts. And then level 3 is feelings and personal questions. And then final level 4 is we statements. So that's just what this one is talking about, the premature we. Just start using we and us statements to foster that feeling of togetherness. Technique number 50 is instant history. So when meeting someone, search for special moments, then use them to kind of create an inside joke quickly. The next is how to differentiate the power of praise from the folly of flattery. So technique 51, grapevine glory, praise someone by telling others about them. Carrier pigeon kudos, when hearing something nice about someone, go tell them. Implied magnificence, say things that will assume something positive about someone else. Accidental adulation, so sneak some compliments and praise into your conversation. Killer compliment, comment on one credible, attractive, specific quality about someone. Do this in private and kind of do it like 1 or 2 times a year. Little strokes for 56. Let others know you appreciate them by adding small comments like nice job and stuff. The knee-jerk wow. So immediately praise someone regardless of how trivial their accomplishments are. 58, boomeranging. Once someone compliments you, then send it back with a thank you statement. Again, never been naked. Thank you. Technique number 59 for the last one in this part, the tombstone game. So this one was interesting when you ask somebody about what they want on the tombstone and then use that later on in a conversation.